Get this, NASA's James Webb Space Telescope is blowing minds again. Just weeks after spotting the earliest galaxy ever, it's now found a crazy big black hole hauling but away from its galaxy at 4 million miles per hour. Seriously. This is causing a ton of excitement and chatter among scientists and space fans because it could totally change how we understand the universe. The Webb telescope was made to check out the first galaxies, and it's already sending back amazing pictures of stars and galaxies dying super early in the universe, just a few 100 million years after the Big Bang. So, what's so weird about this black hole? Well, usually, they suck everything in, even light. But this one seems to be making new stars as it zooms along, leaving a trail of baby stars that stretches for 200,000 light years. Scientists are scratching their heads. Professor Peter B. and his team recently wrote about this in astrophysical journal letters. NASA also confirmed that this black hole seems to cool gas and trigger star birth as it moves. It's like we're seeing the after effects of its travel, and this is just the start. And there's more. NASA also shared awesome images of two galaxies crashing into each other, called ARP-220. It's super bright and easy to spot. When spiral galaxies collide like this, the result, ARP-220, shines brightest in infrared light, perfect for the Webb telescope to see. It's called an ultraluminous infrared galaxy that has the brightness of 1 trillion suns. Compare that to our Milky Way, which only has about 10 billion suns to shining light. About 250 million light-years away in the constellation Serpents, ARP-220 is the brightest of the closest galaxy pileups. The galaxies collided about 700 million years ago, which made a burst of stars. The result of this is in a small area, only about 5,000 light-years across. All of it holds about 200 big star groups. Crazy enough, this small area has lots of gas, the same as the whole Milky Way. Past studies found 100 supernova remains within 500 light-years from one another. Now, NASA says that the center of each central galaxy is 1,200 light-years away. Each holds spinning stars and shines intense infrared light. Pictures from the telescope display merged galaxies with wonderful colors that accentuate the light tidal limbs reaching out to display these two colliding galaxies. The red and orange stripes symbolize dissolved matter within the ARP-220. Guess what else? The telescope also found these really old galaxies way out there. At first, people weren't sure if they were the real deal, but scientists from all over checked the information and confirmed that the Webb telescope found the true galaxies. Now, we can see the oldest galaxies ever spotted. Astronomers think the light from these galaxies traveled over 13.5 billion years to get here, giving us a look back at the early universe. These galaxies formed super early, helping us figure out how the first galaxies came together so quickly. The data says these galaxies are at the edge of what we can see, and some might even be too far for the Hubble telescope to spot. This is huge because it's what the Webb telescope was designed to do, study the early universe using light that's been traveling for over 13.5 billion years. The telescope can spot extreme red shifts, letting astronomers see infrared light and find those first galaxies. Everyone's excited because this is a big step for space exploration and our understanding of the cosmos. Data from the Webb telescope found that 4 of the 6 initial galaxies display a red shift, letting scientists know that they are viewing something from 300 to 500 years after the Big Bang with the absence of heavy elements like carbon. Considering the universe is nearly 13.8 billion years old, and these galaxies are very old, it causes scientists to question how the Big Bang truly happened. Theoretical physicist Michioka stated that learning more about these initial galaxies, it creates the question about everything that took place and what we really know about the universe. Previously, these galaxies were considered less advanced compared to the Milky Way. However, the evidence shows that we may or may not be looking or considering critical information. Thinking that there were 6 galaxies only 500 million years after the Big Bang that are up to 10 times larger than the Milky Way can make some doubt and question the accuracy of how scientists previously considered these creations in the cosmos occurred. Kaku stated that creating a galaxy in the magnitude of the Milky Way will typically take long. Therefore, with his information that he stated, many scientists are puzzled at his finding to conclude what he has stated. And get this, they found really old galaxies way out there. At first, people weren't sure if they were real or just closer galaxies pretending to be old. So, they had scientists all over the world check it, and the James Webb Space Telescope proved that these old galaxies are the real deal. This telescope lets us see the oldest galaxies ever. Astronomers guess that the light from these galaxies traveled over 13.5 billion years to get here, showing us what the early universe looked like. These galaxies were around when the universe was young, helping us figure out how the first galaxies formed quickly. Data showed that these galaxies are at the edge of what we can see, and some might be too far for the Hubble Space Telescope. This is a big deal because one of the main reasons for the James Webb Space Telescope was to study the early universe with light that's been traveling for over 13.5 billion years. The telescope can see really far away because it can spot extreme red shifts, helping astronomers look in the infrared area and see the first galaxies. People are stoked about this discovery because it's a big step in exploring space and understanding what is going on. Findings have really changed how we see the universe and have inspired NASA to make even cooler telescopes to test our Big Bang theories. Data from the telescope showed that 4 of the 6 old galaxies have extreme red shifts, saying that the telescope is seeing them as they were 300 to 500 million years after the Big Bang without heavy stuff like carbon. This is crazy because the universe is thought to be around 13.8 billion years old, and these galaxies make us think about the early universe in a new way. This discovery has caused a stir in the science world because it goes against the usual inflation idea and the Big Bang theory, which have some problems, like going against how heat works and not fully explaining what started the Big Bang. The James Webb Space Telescope has also found galaxies almost as old as the Big Bang, making us question what we thought about how the universe started. A theoretical physicist, Michio Kaku, said that finding these old galaxies makes us have to rethink everything we thought we knew about where we came from. Before, these galaxies were thought to be less cool than the Milky Way. But the new proof says that we might be missing things. The fact that the telescope found 6 galaxies that were around only 500 million years after the Big Bang and are up to 10 times bigger than the Milky Way raises big questions about how accurate our creation stories are. Kaku said that usually, it takes billions of years to form a galaxy like the Milky Way, so it's weird to find such huge, young, old galaxies so early. This could mean that we need to rewrite all the textbooks about where the universe came from. The finds made by the James Webb Space Telescope shake up old ideas about the Big Bang, putting scientists at a turning point. NASA recently posted that they found a group of galaxies formed just 650 million years after the Big Bang, adding another crazy piece to the puzzle. Astronomers looked at the data and guessed that this early cluster will get bigger and maybe become like the big A656 cluster. This is big because it's in an area where galaxies are forming super fast. Because of the James Webb Space Telescope, scientists can tell how fast these 7 galaxies are going, proving that they're connected by gravity into a group of galaxies. NASA related these distant galaxies to small drops in different streams, each fated to merge into a powerful river. Clearly, past beliefs about the Big Bang don't match what's happening. But, more data from the website telescope might soon prove or disprove these theories. Whether the Big Bang really happened is not for sure, and it could be something else happened. We might have to wait for more finds, but the answers could be closer than we think. As the James Webb Space Telescope keeps pioneering, the science world is waiting for more reveals that can reconfigure our view of space. With each find, the telescope stretches boundaries, giving a clearer, more detailed picture of space. Its ability to see the faintest, faraway galaxies lets astronomers rebuild the early story of the cosmos, illuminating things that happened billions of years back. The reach of these findings is vast, challenging deep-set theories about how galaxies form and grow. If these recently spotted galaxies are as original as they seem, they spark questions about how fast galaxies can form and mature. How could such big galaxies assemble so hastily after the Big Bang? Could unknown things be switching this evolution? Another cool part is the James Webb Space Telescope's knowledge of star formation inside these old galaxies. Aside from detecting black holes that are breaking the rules, the observatory has pinpointed areas where stars are being birthed at an amazing pace. These hotspots of intense stellar birth could offer awesome insights about the roots of the universe's first stars and the environmental conditions necessary for their beginning. Since researchers push forward in decoding the data collected by the James Webb Space Telescope, it's clear that the reveals so far are just the beginning. The telescope's top-notch skills make it needed to explore the most faraway spots of space. Going forward, it is set to show new questions about the universe. From how galaxies started to the basis of dark matter and dark energy. The fun about these finds goes beyond scientists. General astronomers and people have been hooked by the photos and reveals. Its things have brought back fun for space exploration and inspire a new group of people to look up and wonder. As we examine the space, one thing stays. The James Webb Space Telescope has begun a new part in our search to understand it.